What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, listen, it's been exactly 2 weeks. February 11th was when this happened, the shooting at Lakewood Church, in which this woman here, Genesse Moreno, age 36, decided to go into Lakewood Church and try to attempt a shooting spree. Now, she was shot down by two off-duty officers, but she also had her son with her, a 7-year-old child, guys, who's tragically still fighting for his life. Now, I want to give you guys an update today about his condition. And there are a lot of rumors going around about what condition he is and, you know, how he's in grave condition. Today, I want to shed some light on that. Now, it's just been announced through his grandmother that he's breathing on his own. But he has a long road of recovery, guys. A long road for something that shouldn't have happened to him. He shouldn't have been there. Now, I want to play you this video that describes, what he's been going through. A lot of you guys out there go to church and y'all believe in the power of prayer. If anybody needs to be prayed for or, sent blessings, it's this 7-year-old boy right here. Take a look at this and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Tonight, the 7-year-old boy hit in the head during the shooting at Lakewood Church earlier this month is breathing on his own. The boy's grandmother sharing an update on how he's doing. Maria Aguilera joins us from outside of Lakewood Church with the latest. And Maria, how is he doing?
Cheryl, nearly 2 weeks later, that young boy is still in the hospital. His grandmother sharing today that they've been overwhelmed by the love and support, but so far his road to recovery has not been an easy one. 13 days since Genesse Moreno opened fire at Lakewood Church. Her 7-year-old son Samuel was with her. He was shot in the head during the gunfight between Moreno and off-duty officers who were working as security at the church. Moreno was killed in the shooting. Samuel's grandmother, Wally Carranza, Moreno's mother-in-law, spoke with KHOU 11 a day after the shooting, telling us her grandson was fighting for his life. And he still is. Carranza has since shared updates via her Facebook account, today saying, quote, "My grandson's life has hung by thin threads, but we're still here." Previously saying the young boy suffered a gunshot to the brain, lost a portion of his frontal lobe, had half of his right skull surgically removed, and that he was in cardiac arrest multiple times. Tonight, she's saying her grandson will have to undergo a 6th surgery. In her latest update, sharing, quote, "He was able to be extubated on day 13 and is breathing well. At the same time, he has developed problems that may require yet another form of neurosurgery, his 6th since 2 bullets ripped through his brain and shattered his skull into shards of bone," adding that Sam will never be Sam again. We'll continue to give updates once we know more on his condition. For now, Maria Aguilera, KHOU 11 News.
All right, guys, that's the news update about little Sam. And this is tragic. This type of stuff hurts me to my core, and it makes me sick. And the reason why is this. A lot of us guys have baby mothers we don't get along with. And they have custody of the child for the most part. And there may be something wrong with that person. As the case of Miss Moreno, she had schizophrenia. Now, they said in other reports, when she took her medication, she was nice. But when she didn't, there was hell to pay. And this is your proof. This woman took her son on a suicide mission. Walked in there, pulled out a war-type weapon, an AR-15. This woman knows she was on her way out of there. She was on a mission of death, knowing she wasn't going to survive, and you took your son with you. What level of responsibility is that? That was a cowardice act. I don't want to go alone. And the thing that's messed up about this, guys, and I want you to hear me on this, And this is the thing. This is how I think of stuff like this. If you want to do crazy things and things that are suicidal because you're unsatisfied with where you are in life, the child is not. The child is just with you. By all means, you can take yourself out of here. But to involve other people that are innocent, I have a huge issue with that. It keeps replaying in my mind over and over again. This person drove far from where they were to Houston with one agenda: to make sure they don't make it out alive and take as many people as they can with you. This person went to a Hispanic service and chose a church, picked a target, and tried to go in there and do what she did and get herself taken out. You could have left that baby with his people. The selfishness that we have in us sometimes, it makes other people that are powerless around us, that knows the dangers of what can happen to those that are innocently attached to us. I know that family going through it. Did you hear the condition this boy is in? And this is what this video is about. People do things and they think it's going to be real quick. She would get killed and the child would go along with her. And everybody would feel bad. She'd hurt a lot of people in the process because she feels as though nobody cares about her. But the only thing that's messed up, it don't work like that. When bullets hit us as individuals, they damage us each individually different. She's gone. She accomplished her plan, her mission, but this innocent victim is still here suffering. Suffering. He lost a major part of his frontal lobe. That's the front of his brain. They had to take it out. He lost a major part of what makes us functional as human beings. So a lot of his motor skills are gone, never to be recovered. Think about that, 7 years old. Half of his right skull had to be removed surgically. He went into cardiac arrest several times. Had 5 brain surgeries, and because of complications right now, he might need a 6th brain surgery. So in 2 weeks, this little boy's head has been opened and closed several times. Think about that. Now he's breathing on his own right now. I thought it was 1 bullet. He was shot twice in the head. 2 bullets ripped through his skull, through his brain, and shattered his skull into shards that impacted parts of his brain. Let me explain something to you. When this shooting went off, there were children separated from the parents. People running outside. People getting ran over, stampeded. All hell breaking loose. Nobody knew what was happening. This could have been a lot worse if these 2 officers had not responded and did what they did. And I know they got to feel bad because this little boy was hit. This woman, Moreno, is gone. Gone. Don't have to worry about nothing while her child is here suffering as if he pulled the damn trigger himself. When a bullet come out of a gun, it destroys anything it hits. And these young people need to understand that. It's very easy to pull a gun out and fire at somebody when you can run away and not see the damage it inflicted. I don't know where people are getting this stuff from, to where we're just destroying each other out here right now. But it's a damn shame that we even have that in our heart to hate somebody that's a fellow human being over any type of discretion. People are getting shot for nothing. They are. Guns have been out for hundreds of years. And now all of a sudden we can't control ourselves around them. Y'all ever think about that? A lot of people say, oh, we need more police presence. Let me explain something to you about police. Police are not lawmakers, they're law enforcers. So in a way, they getting shitted on too, because they tell them to go handle this madness. Why you think a whole bunch of them getting killed off right now? So everybody get caught up on the blue uniform and all this other stuff, and the cops is doing this, the cops is doing that. They the ones in the shitstorm all the time. You don't think it's going to affect some people psychologically? While these lawmakers up here laughing and joking and walking around with their suits on and pointing fingers and having people move because they say so, they not out here in the field fighting the good fight. They just up there talking a lot of shit to get reelected. That's the problem. That's the problem. A lot of this police brutality that you see, all of that can stop if there was a clear definition of what the law is and what you can and can't do between police officer and citizen. How many police videos you ever seen where somebody jump up and say, oh, I know my rights, and don't know shit? We got serious problems out here. This little boy is in the hospital going through it, y'all. Through it for nothing. Because his mother wanted to be selfish and everything else. People can play mental illness as a role. Still, she know better. 36 years old. You didn't kill him yourself. You took him to get killed. So you knew he had some value to you. And then when he had no value to you because you had no value to yourself, you decided to off yourself and take him with you. No respect. No punishment in this planet is enough to fix that. She's gone. That baby struggling. Struggling. That's Sunday morning. And a lot of you guys out there, going to church, and they say it's a day of rest. There'll be no rest for this little boy ever. What do they say? Sam will never be Sam again. Can you imagine the psychological impact of having to care for somebody when they're already old themselves? After a while, who's going to be around to take care of Sam? You people out here a lot of times have babies, younger people, and they push it on their parents to raise the child while they run the street still. Then something happened to them. Now it's fully on the responsibility on older people to raise kids all over again. And when they're gone, these children are left to their own vices. How many people you know out there right now, ladies and gentlemen, that got a teenage kid in their house that they got to raise because the parents is not around and they in their 60s and 70s? It's not going to work. Most times it don't work. It's a difference in culture. It's a difference in teaching, a difference in just philosophies on life with technology and all this other stuff. Now, old people don't understand that. They know true values, old values that work. Whereas now we got technology is making us lazy, it's making us stupid, it's making us all other type of things. And we think we know every damn thing, and anything good that we try to get taught is bad in our eyes, or it's not worth it, or it's old teachers. It doesn't matter no more. There's a basic fundamental line of being a human being. And we are far, far removed from it. We are ass backwards as people, period. And I ain't talking about just color. I'm just talking about people, period. People get mad at the gun. The gun don't shoot the person. The person behind the gun, pick the gun up, point it, and shoot it. But everybody want to attack the gun. We need to do something about gun laws. Even if you do something about gun laws, there's still going to be guns. I'm getting off on a tangent. Man, I wish I could fix this, y'all, for real. I do. I wish I could fix this. I've seen what gun violence does. I've seen my little cousin. He was 20 years old, shot. The whole side of him gone from one bullet because they had to take pieces off of him to even get in there and get the bullet out. And he was never going to be the same. So I can sympathize with what these people going through with this baby. He died on the table. We got there 5 minutes after. I cannot tell you how crazy that scene was when me and my mother went in there to go look at this boy that I remember as a newborn. He lived in my house the first 8 years. I seen him come up as a little kid. He's like my little brother. And to see him laying on the slab with his tongue out, his eyes rolled back in his head, still got tubes in his mouth and blood dripping off the table, and part of him gone where I can look in and see his inside, that does something to you. This little boy will never get a proper education. His education will just be trying to get some type of motor skills to where he can be back to himself. And this guy lost little boy lost a huge part of his brain. Just the physical reconstruction of that would be horrible to this family who's left to endure this and go through it because they love him. His father's still alive. You don't think he feel like a failure for mistakes he made? You think he regret messing with this woman or meeting her? They tried multiple times to get this child away from this woman, and they failed. Now look at it. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Pray for him, y'all.